Marriage rituals take on many forms in today's world. Every society has a cultural norm for both the definition of marriage and the rituals that sanctify it, many of which are different from the rituals that are performed in the United States. In Pakistan, traditional marriages are arranged by one's parents to someone within the same social class. In northern Pakistan, in a town called Chitral, elopement has become a popular form of marriage between people from different social classes. Elopements, though not traditional, still follow a formal process. The man, accompanied by a sympathetic friend, will first pick up the woman at her home. With 4 men present to act as witnesses, a mullah, a Muslim learned in Islamic teaching, will conduct the ceremony, also known as a nikah. The man and woman will have arranged to stay with a guarantor until they have received forgiveness from their families for disregarding traditional marriage. Forgiveness from relatives could take months to receive, and it may involve the man's family paying the woman's family. The Ngainan of Papua New Guinea use marriage for both oppression and integration between groups. Marriage, which is central to their social structure, is an exchange between the subclans of the bride and groom. The exchange of shells and pigs takes place in the bride's village and is a silent ceremony. The bride is the sole actor in the process, exchanging the goods. This symbolizes her future role as the road between these two groups. Once all of the transfers have been conducted, the bride departs from her village with her new husband. After the bride receivers have left their village, the bride givers will redistribute the bride wealth. The Turkanans of Africa are late to marry. This is a result of the large price of bride wealth and the amount of time it takes to completely pay off the bride wealth. It is given in the form of large and small animals and may exceed 100 animals. Brothers must marry in order from oldest to youngest. Fathers may also take another wife, which creates competition between men of the same family for access to animals. A marriage ceremony takes place after the bride wealth has been completely exchanged, which may take years. It commences with a ceremony that involves killing an ox. Until the ox is killed, that woman is considered ambiguous. The official date of marriage is when the man and woman begin to cohabit. The Galela people who live on the Isle of Morotai in Indonesia have a lengthy and very detailed marriage ritual. The initiation of marriage begins with a young man's relatives arriving very early in the morning to a young woman's home to propose marriage. They arrive barefoot and carry a chest that carries betel leaves and betel nuts. When they arrive, they may be expected to wait outside for an extended period of time before they are invited in. After inviting them inside, the woman's family will serve betel nuts and betel leaves they have prepared from a smaller box. These boxes signify a future daughter and son of the couple involved. Negotiations take place and a second meeting is set up. During the second meeting, the woman's family will voice their decision. During this meeting, if the marriage is agreed upon, a bride wealth date is set. After the second meeting, the man's family departs with a small betel box, signifying the agreement of marriage. The Galela people have 2 ceremonies for marriage, a civil ceremony and a traditional one. The civil ceremony takes place in the morning and is either a Muslim or Christian ceremony. Around 4 p.m. the same day, the groom will enter the bride's home and is led to her bedroom. On his way, he will encounter hung-up curtains, and at each he will have to present gifts to those in attendance. After being reunited, the bride and groom will go to receive the blessing of their respective church, which is followed by the wedding feast. 3 to 7 days after the wedding, there is an exchange of food between the bride and groom's families. The elders of each respective family will sit on opposite sides of the table, while the bride and groom sit at the heads of the table. The groom will serve all of the elders their food. Following this exchange, the groom will remain at his in-laws' home for a few days. The final ritual of the marriage is the washing of the bride's feet. The bride, while sitting on her mother-in-law's lap, will have her feet washed by an elder from the groom's family to purify her. Following this ritual, the bride will live with her husband. Marriage rituals are very different in these 4 cultures, and none of them resemble how we define a wedding in our own culture. This variety exists in every aspect of life throughout the world.